The last time a sleeveless top didn't work on you, what did you tell yourself? Most women say the same thing. They say it quietly, looking in the mirror, and they say, "It's my arms." Wrong. It was never your arms. It was the fabric that had no structure. It was the neckline that pointed everything in the wrong direction. It was the bottom half of the outfit doing absolutely nothing to support the top. It was the bra showing, the armhole gaping, the silhouette completely out of proportion. Your arms were standing right there, blamed for a crime they did not commit. Welcome back to Still That Woman, the channel that celebrates fashion for women across every culture, every decade, every iteration of herself. If you are new here, I am so glad you found us. And if you have been here, you already know we don't do vague advice on this channel. We do the real thing. If this is the kind of conversation you want more of, tap subscribe right now. It takes 1 second and it means you never miss an episode. Today we are setting the record straight. 5 specific mistakes women over 60 make with sleeveless tops. And not one of them has a single thing to do with how their arms look. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. The armhole that was never made for your body. Here is something stylists say that most women never hear. The armhole is one of the most ignored and most destructive fit details in the entire garment. A scooped-out armhole, the kind that's cut deep and wide, the kind you find on a lot of cheap summer tanks, does not just show the arm. It shows the underarm skin, the side of your bra, the soft flesh along your shoulder blade, and the back of your upper body all at once. That is a lot of real estate that was never meant to be visible, and it reads as undone even when everything else in your outfit is together. The fix is simple but specific. You want a narrower, higher armhole, not a deep scoop. Tank tops with a true structured strap that sits firmly on the shoulder. Wider straps rather than spaghetti thin ones, because width at the shoulder actually creates a frame that holds the whole look in place. When the armhole is cut correctly, the top sits, the arm rests naturally beside it, and nobody is looking at anything other than how put together you are. This one change, just the armhole, shifts everything. Mistake number 2. The neckline is doing nothing for you. The neckline of a sleeveless top is where most women give away that they haven't thought about proportion. And it is not their fault because no one talks about this plainly enough. A high, closed crew neck on a sleeveless top creates a very specific problem. The eye goes up, hits a wall, and then drops straight down to the arms. You have essentially created a frame that says, "Look here." A boxy neckline does the same thing. It shortens the neck, flattens the chest, and cuts off the visual line you actually want. What works is anything that opens the chest and draws the eye upward and outward. A V-neck, a scoop neck with depth, an open square neckline, a wide boat neck that sits beautifully across the collarbone. The collarbone, by the way, is one of the most universally elegant areas to expose at any age. It reads as refined, never revealing. When a sleeveless top works on any woman, and you have seen it, you know exactly the look I mean. The neckline is always doing work. It always opens. It always lifts. The arm is the last thing your eye finds because the neckline directed you somewhere far more interesting first. Mistake number 3. The fabric has no opinion. This one gets skipped constantly, and it is responsible for more failed sleeveless outfits than almost anything else. Fabric that is too thin, too drapey, or too clingy behaves like a very honest friend. It shows everything. Every line, every shift, every moment your body moves in a direction the fabric doesn't want to follow. A sleeveless top in a limp fabric doesn't just look less polished. It makes the arm look heavier and softer than it actually is, because the fabric has no structure of its own to create a clean edge. What you want is fabric with body, cotton with a bit of weight, linen that has been well cut and holds its shape, a ponte knit that sits firmly rather than clinging, structured woven fabrics, denim even in a sleeveless shell. These are fabrics with an opinion. They hold a silhouette. They create a clean line from shoulder to hem, and that clean line is what makes a sleeveless top look intentional and elegant, rather than casual and thrown together. When a sleeveless top looks that good on a woman, it is not magic. It is structure. The fabric is holding the line. That is the whole secret. I want to pause here for a second. If you are watching this and finding it useful, and I think you are, tell me in the comments which of these mistakes you have been making. I genuinely want to know. Leave me a comment, hit the like button if this is landing for you, and subscribe if you haven't yet. We put real research into every episode on this channel, and this community is what makes it worth doing. Back to it. And actually, before mistake 4, I need to say something directly to a specific woman watching this right now. You are the one who has a sleeveless top folded somewhere in the back of a drawer. Maybe you bought it and barely wore it. Maybe you wore it once, caught your reflection from the wrong angle, and decided then and there that sleeveless was simply not for you. You told yourself a story about your arms, and you have been carrying that story for years. I want you to hear this. The story was wrong. Every stylist who works with real women, not magazine pages, says the same thing. What makes sleeveless tops fail has almost nothing to do with what your arm looks like. It is about proportion. It is about fabric. It is about the neckline and the bottom half and the accessories. It is everything around the arm. Your arm was innocent the entire time. Mistake number 4. The bottom half abandoned the top. This is the mistake that flies completely under the radar, and it is one of the most common reasons a sleeveless outfit reads as off without anyone being able to explain why. A sleeveless top, by its nature, draws the eye to the upper body, which means the bottom half of your outfit has to respond. It has to hold its own. A shapeless, oversized skirt beneath a sleeveless top creates visual confusion. The eye goes up to the arm, then drops into a volume of fabric below, and the whole silhouette reads as unfinished. Wide-leg linen trousers that are cut too loose do the same. The golden rule of proportion is this. When the top is sleeveless and relatively fitted, the bottom should have some definition. A well-cut straight-leg trouser, a midi skirt with a clean waistband, tailored wide-leg pants with structure. You don't need tight. You need shape. One part of the outfit has to anchor the whole look. When the bottom half does its job, the sleeveless top sits with authority. When it doesn't, everything above it looks uncertain. The women who always get sleeveless right understand this without being told. The architecture of what they wear below holds the line of what is above. Nothing is left to drift. Mistake number 5. The accessories worked against you. This is the most subtle mistake and the one most women don't see until they can't unsee it. When you are wearing a sleeveless top, your arms are part of the visual composition of the outfit, which means what sits beside them matters. Very small, very delicate jewelry. A thin chain bracelet, tiny stud earrings, a narrow ring actually makes the arm look larger by contrast, because the scale relationship between the jewelry and the arm emphasizes the arm's size. What works is proportion in the other direction. A bold earring draws the eye straight to the face. A substantial bangle or wide cuff bracelet on the wrist actually makes the arm read as slimmer above it, because it creates a visual anchor at the bottom. A great bag, a structured tote, a basket bag with presents, gives the eye somewhere to land other than the arm. A scarf looped at the neck creates a vertical line that pulls attention inward and upward. This is not about distraction. It is about composition. The women who command a room in sleeveless have always known this. The jewelry, the accessories, the full picture is doing something intentional. Nothing in their outfit is accidental. So here is where we land. 5 mistakes. Not one of them is, your arms look a certain way. Not one of them is solved by covering up or stepping away from sleeveless altogether. Every single one of them is a styling decision, and styling decisions can be changed. The armhole that is cut wrong can be replaced by one that is cut right. The neckline can open. The fabric can have structure. The bottom half can respond. The accessories can do what accessories are supposed to do. Your arms were never the problem. They were never going to be the problem. And they never will be. Next episode, we are talking about something I have wanted to cover for a while. The one jacket cut that makes every woman over 60 look more expensive, regardless of what she has on underneath. You do not want to miss it. Still that woman. See you there.